competing this year. We've got top American player Taylor Fritz. We've got Frances Tiafoe and Ben Shelton. Others in the top 10 in the world, Casper Ruud and Tommy Paul. And the person who is someone who is overseeing all of this is the tournament director, Peter Lebedevs, and he joins us now live to give us a preview of what we can expect starting tomorrow and through next weekend. Peter, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Tell me about this tournament. We're in a new venue. We've got a lot more on the line.
We do. We have $2.6 million on the line for these players, so we do have a lot on the line. A lot more prize money, but it's going to be a fantastic event because of all of those players you mentioned there, as well as Frances Tiafoe and Ben Shelton, who are just outside the top 10. And then we kick it off tomorrow night with two Hall of Famers in Martina Hingis and Kim Clijsters are playing a match. So there's going to be some amazing tennis, and the guys so far, because I've been talking to all of them, like the courts. They love the colour. They like the Cowboys colour. And then the other great part is when the fans come in here, they go at the fan zone out the front, the giant tent that has got all the activities in there, fast serve. JD, we'll get you out to see how fast you serve one day. It could be some fun. So there's things for everybody to do, as well as the absolute best tennis. 3 players in the top 10. That's an amazing standard for any of our events we've ever had. Well,
I'll definitely take you up on that. That sounds like fun. So if you've been to the Dallas Open, what can you expect at this new facility?
We expect more of a show with our on-court. We have a bigger video wall, so that's going to be a fantastic show that you're going to see in there. The access to your food and beverage for all of your VIP areas, the box seats will only walk about 10 feet, depending where your box is, to get some. And then on top of that, you're going to have that fun of all of the concourse areas. You're going to have lots of different food choices and fun. And then the merch, as soon as you walk in the door, the merch this year is going to be really different to what it's ever been. And people are going to have, I think, really like it as they choose it.
And we can accommodate more fans here.
Absolutely. We went from basically a 2,000-seat arena, which is fantastic, and we went up to a 6,000-seat arena. And that's part of the upgrade to the 500. But, you know, working with the Cowboys, they saw something great here and said, let's do it together. So, yeah, we're going to have a lot more people in the stands all week.
And as you mentioned, this tournament has elevated now to a level where the top pros in the world will start looking at North Texas to come here every year. And it's at a really convenient time. We don't really have a lot of other sports that are stealing the limelight. What's the future look like for the Dallas Open?
It's terrific because we have that good niche in the calendar. You know, I was telling you a little bit earlier that we had 0 players drop out of the original entry list. Never happened in my 25 years of doing it, the AGP. So the guys want to be here. A couple of them have walked to the training table where the Cowboy players eat, and looking out of that field, let me tell you, they've all come back and said, wow, the food is amazing. So I think from a player standpoint, they're going to be putting this on the calendar when the guys go back and start talking about it. So.
And so we've got the qualifying tournament tomorrow. So these are players that are trying to get into the main draw, and they're competing against each other for a few days. Talk about that.
Absolutely. We start with 16 guys tomorrow, and they play their first round, and then they play the last round of qualifying on Sunday. And those guys, are, you know, they're making their livelihood. This is, you know, almost harder for them because they're right on that cusp. We've got some great players that are going to be playing in that event, and we actually have doubles qualifying too here, which is new to a 500. Never had that. So we're going to play a round of doubles tomorrow, 4 teams playing, and then the final on that on Sunday. So you're going to see the guys who are really fighting. And then Monday, the great thing about our 500 is the top players could be playing on Monday or Tuesday. Depends a little bit on the draw, which we make tomorrow at 2:30 in the fan zone. But depending on who plays, somebody like a Taylor Fritz could be playing Monday night. Frances Tiafoe could be playing Monday night. We don't know exactly till we see the draw, but that's the great part. It used to be they wouldn't play till Wednesday or Thursday as a 250, so we get to see them from day 1 all the way through day 7.
And how are things looking? We've got some last-minute work on the courts, I guess, but it looks like we're on schedule, I take it?
We're close. We're close. They started on January 22nd, and they've been working 24/7. Like anything, the walls go up quick and the finishing touches take a little longer, but we're in great shape. The guys out there are painting the last lines on the practice courts. They're doing the touches to our Choctaw Club and our Stadium Club, and I think we're going to be ready come 9 o'clock tomorrow morning when the doors open.
And as both of us know from being around the world of tennis, I mean, there's nothing like seeing this in person. I mean, you can see it on TV. The ball doesn't look like it's moving that fast. You come out here, you really see what great athletes these guys are.
100%. Tennis on TV doesn't do the justice of the athleticism of these guys, and that's a great part on our practice courts over there. The fans can really walk up next to it and see what it's like to stand behind them.
Well, Peter Lebedevs, thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you again. You've been here all 3,
all
4
of the
years
years,
of the
all the
tournament.
years, yep.
I'm glad to have you in Texas, a transplant from Australia, and we'll be talking to you throughout the tournament. So
Sounds
thank
great.
you again for coming by.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you, sir.